It's chilly. That's
Supposed to be up to 40 by Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just reimbursed for Sean, right? Alex?
yes, that's a two strong.
For Ocean.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that is approved, right?
I think you guys did for this one, yeah. And I got Jace's and, and then we have to send a chance for that too.
Yeah. That Ocean guy on the rec officer said that, he'll send us a packet, and he wants that, he said the Ocean pretty good to have, but
Yeah.
it's not necessary. He'll send us a packet, which, have you received that yet?
No.
They're gonna, tell us what all trainings that they need, and give us somebody that has, that writes all the training protocols out, for Ruth. And then we'll just have to, make those training protocols in a handbook for a new hire.
Okay.
And then, have like yearly, training or whatever on, and just making sure everyone knows, fall training and, yeah. So it's free, and then, everything they write up is free too.
I don't see how they're not closed. I drive Cemetery Road in Farmersburg every day and it hasn't been touched.
Dustin won't be here. I scheduled his report to the agenda. He did say that if you guys want to go ahead and vote on his contract for next year, it can change. And then he said he would bring the actual paper contract for review of whoever signs, later this week, so.
Is that the first thing we're doing, is the contract for that?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the contract, pending everything stays the same as it did this year.
Chris the other day, sent an email about the disaster relief, before all that this time. We actually consider that.
And then they have a meeting on January 6th,
January 6th,
here.
that, for us to go over all the stuff.
You said it's January 6th?
For that,
Oh, okay.
yeah, for the, committee or whatever will be there. The press will be there, Christine will be there, and any residents. from.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
This meeting was live streamed. You can find a recording on the town's YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Shelburn. Financial documents were presented to the town council by the treasurer. Before the meeting got underway, the council held their 2026 budget hearing for the 2026 budget. Treasurer Melissa Copeland read over the 2026 budget as well as presented the council with an appropriation report. She explained how to read the report and what the percent left meant. She stated that there were several appropriations that were already over for the year and several that had less than 50%. She asked the council to please be careful with their spending the rest of the year due to several over appropriated funds. Council Vice President Noah J. Southland made a motion to power wash the water tower with approval up to $12,000 to allow Dustin Getchins to contact a company out of Illinois to do the work. Seconded by Councilmember Alex Morris, all in favor. Kristen Thrive West Central was in attendance and suggested that the town designate a town spokesperson/liaison to help Christine with reports and other tasks. Councilmember Alex Morris suggested Council President Aaron Lewis take on that role. Christine also mentioned that they were looking for educators, faith-based establishments, and business owners to join the panel of residents to help with the planning grant. Councilmember Alex Morris made a motion to allow clerk treasurer Melissa Copeland to pay the outstanding invoice she asked for Wendy Olson. Seconded by Councilmember Jared Miller, all in favor. Melissa left it on her desk, but since the town does not have any type of agreement with Wendy, she must get council approval each time he submits an invoice. She has asked the council to consider creating a contract or agreement so they do not have to get council approval each time. Councilmember Alex Morris made a motion to accept 10 vouchers and payroll docket presented, seconded by Council Vice President Noah J. Southland, all in favor. Utility Foreman Joe Miller updated the council that he had 3 work orders last month. That was not right. He definitely did not have 3, it was 31. He had 31 work orders last month with 182 locates, 7 water leaks, and they finished 200 feet of pipe install on Buck Street and Wall Street. Council President Aaron Lewis made a motion to close Mill Street from Washington Street to Thomas Street, Griffith Street from Washington Street to Thomas Street, and Broward Street from Mill Street to Griffith Street on Friday, October 24, 2025 for the Blue Gosh Halloween event, second by Councilmember Jared Miller, all in favor. Councilmember Alex Morris made 30th, October 30th and 31st from 6 to 9 for the town of Shelburn truck for 3 hours. Due to one of the town's water labor trucks being stolen, the council has decided to purchase a new truck to replace it. They have 4 quotes. Champion Chevrolet for a 2025 Silverado, $64,861.75. Champion Chevrolet for a diesel truck for $78,250.75. Ubular for a Silverado for $64,395. And Ubular for a Silverado for $64,861.75. Council President Aaron Lewis made a motion to accept the quote from Champion for $64,861.75 since it is ready to go. Second by Councilmember Jared Miller, all in favor. Council Vice President Noah J. Southland made a motion to accept the minutes for the previous meeting. Second by Councilmember Aaron Lewis, all in favor. The discussion of J6's back pay was once again came up, although it was not on the agenda for tonight's meeting. Clerk Treasurer Melissa Copeland provided the council with several documents that state the employee was started at the correct amount of $15 per hour. She provided the council with copies of newspaper article, Facebook post, and the website post where it was advertised at 15 hours. She also mentioned she spoke with the town attorney, SBOA, Towns and Cities Director Mitch Wilson, as well as AIM attorney Becca McVeigh. All 3 of them stated the town does not owe the employee back pay. Becca advised Melissa that after providing all of that, if the council still decided to pay the employee that requested back pay, that the council member who makes the motion should say it like this. Quote, against the advice of our attorney, against the advice of SBOA, against the advice of our clerk treasurer, against the advice of AIM attorney. There were 7 minutes of discussion, and since the item was not on the agenda, the council decided to table it until next month's meeting. Councilmember Jared Miller made the motion against the advice of the State Board of Accounts, against the advice of our clerk treasurer, against the advice of town attorney to pay J6's back pay. Second by Councilmember Aaron Lewis. Vote passed 3-1. Noah J. Southwood voted no. The discussion about purchasing a police vehicle for the town marshal Matthew Price was brought up since it was not on the agenda and since they only had 2 votes, the council decided to table that decision until next month's meeting as well. J.J. James was in attendance to discuss the mill. That is the old IGA building, and stated that even though their business hours are posted 8 to 3:30, they are making employees all hours and for residents, and several items are leaking into our drainage system. The council said they were not aware of this issue and they would investigate trying to resolve it for the residents. A motion was made at 8 p.m. by Councilmember Aaron Lewis to adjourn the meeting, second by Jared Miller, all in favor. Shelburne Town Council, Shelburne Community Building, Shelburne Special Town Council meeting Monday, October 6th at 12 p.m. The meeting was called to order at 12 p.m. with Councilmembers Aaron Lewis, Jared Miller, Noah J. Southland, and Alex Morris in attendance. The meeting was live streamed and you can find it on the recording on the YouTube channel. The purpose of the Special Town Council meeting was to discuss and act on a motion regarding employee benefits. The topic of J6's requested back pay has been brought up in the agenda for the last several months. It was voted on and did not pass the previous meeting earlier this year. Then at the 9/22 meeting, it was voted on to pass. However, when Councilmember Jared Miller made the motion, he did not specify any dates, amounts, etc. for the back pay. State Board of Accounts needs to have as much detail as possible, including when the back pay began and the amount per hour for the back pay and the total of back pay owed. Again, clerk treasurer presented the council with the following documents: a screenshot of advertisements that were in the newspaper, council website, and council Facebook page, as well as emails from the account attorney, state board accounts, both stating that the council should follow the salary ordinance. She also presented the minutes of the meeting where the council decided to advertise the open employment position at $15 an hour, and the minutes from the meeting where they voted to hire the employee at $15 an hour. Council Vice President Noah J. Southwood said that when it comes to having it to pay back, state board accounts isn't going to care about screenshots from websites or Facebook pages. They only care about what the salary ordinance says, and stated the salary ordinance stated that this employee started out at the correct rate of $15 an hour. Councilmember Jerry Miller made the following motion. Against the advice of our attorney, against the advice of state board accounts, against the advice of our treasurer, I make a motion for back pay for Jason Akers for the starting date of back pay being November 1st, 2024, and the ending date of back pay being August 28th, 2025, which is a total of 2,211.75 hours at $2.03 per hour, which is a grand total of $4,489.85. Seconded by Councilmember Alex Morris. Vote passes 3-1. Councilmember Noah J. Southwood voted no. A motion was made at 11:32 by Councilmember Jerry Miller to adjourn the meeting, seconded by Noah J. Southwood. All in favor. Shelburn Town Council, Shelburn Community Building, Monday, October 20, 2025. The meeting was called to order at 5:58 p.m. with Council members Aaron Lewis, Jared Miller, and Alex Morris in attendance. Council President Noah J. Vice President was not. Noah J. Southwood was absent. The meeting was live streamed on our YouTube. The financial documents were presented by Councilmember Alex Morris made several additions to the agenda after the discussion. On my 2 vehicles. Before the town council meeting again, the council held the 2026 budget adoption. Council President Aaron Lewis made a motion to accept the 2026 budget, seconded by Councilmember Jared Miller. Councilmember Alex Morris abstained due to being on the Shelburne Volunteer Fire Department. Resident Keith Grassfield was in attendance and requested to speak by filling out a request to speak form. The council allowed him to speak early as he was missing work to be ready, but concerns of tiny homes being built in and around the town, specifically in his neighborhood. Council President Aaron Lewis stated that he would speak to the town attorney about possibly amending the current ordinance to include stipulations and guidelines on tiny homes. Council President Aaron Lewis made a motion to accept the HWC Engineering ADA Transition Plan and Title V document. Title VI document. Seconded by Councilmember Alex Morris. All in favor. The council decided to continue their monthly meetings on the third Monday of the month, with the first meeting of 2026 being on Monday, January 19th. The 2026 CCNG road summary and cost estimate was presented to the town. The road list is as follows: Hickory Trail, Mill Street from Illinois Street to Railroad Street, Meadowview from State Street to Dead End. Total project cost is $476,643.58, with the town's match being $95,328.72. Councilmember Alex Morris made a motion to accept pay vouchers and payroll vouchers, seconded by Council President Aaron Lewis. Clerk Treasurer Melissa Copeland over the fund report, explaining to the council that the 6101 water operating fund is low and will most likely be in the negative in the next month. She also stated that the 6201 wastewater operating fund is currently already in the negative by over $30,000. She stated that her SBOA cannot have a fund negative at the end of the year. The town's tree and snowflakes being put up prior to Thanksgiving. Council President Aaron Lewis made a motion to allow the rental of a lift if needed for both tasks, seconded by Councilmember Jerry Miller. All in favor. Councilmember Alex Morris presented 2 quotes for installing lights on 2 of the water laborers' truck. For Sean's truck, the quote was $3,180, and for Joel's truck, $2,640, a total of $5,820. Council President Aaron Lewis made a motion to accept both quotes from In Command, seconded by Councilmember Alex Morris. All in favor. Councilmember Alex Morris presented 3 quotes for new police vehicles for Town Marshal Matthew Price. A 2026 Chevy Tahoe from John Jones for $93,262.50. A 2025 Chevy Tahoe from Kelly Automotive Group for $79,435.30. And for a 2026 Chevy Tahoe from Community Motors for $87,980.30. Clerk Treasurer will ask what the monthly payments for any of these vehicles will be, because the 2026 budget is only budgeted for the current amount being paid, which is $877.55 per month. She suggested the council hold up on voting to make such a large purchase when they know if they can afford it or not. Jason Akers has a pay dispute, but the council is tabling until next month. A motion was made at 7:11 by Councilmember Alex Morris to adjourn the meeting, seconded by Jerry Miller. Shelburne Town Council, Shelburne Community Building, October 31st, 2025 at 6 p.m. Town Council, Aaron Lewis, Jerry Miller, Alex Morris, Treasurer Southwood. Clerk Treasurer Melissa Copeland absent. This meeting was not live streamed on the town's YouTube channel. Minutes were taken by Council Vice President Noah J. Southwood. President Lewis made a motion to amend the salary ordinance for 2025 on-call time section. Full-time employees scheduled to be on-call will clock in and clock out on weekends for well maintenance, 2-hour minimum, and wastewater maintenance, 1 minimum and 1 hour minimum, if called out for actual service calls. Seconded by Councilmember Morris, motion carried. Councilmember Miller, President Lewis, Vice President Southwood, and Councilmember Morris voted yes. Vice President Southwood made a motion to transfer $100,000 from sewage depreciation fund number 6203 to sewage operating 6201 to be paid back to sewage depreciation 6203 by October 31st, 2026. Seconded by President Lewis, motion carried. Councilmember Miller, President Lewis, Vice President Southwood, and Councilmember Morris voted yes. Councilmember Morris made a motion to amend the salary ordinance for 2025 on-call section. Full-time employees scheduled to be on-call will be credited with 2 hours each weekday. Seconded by President Lewis, motion carried. Councilmember Miller, Lewis, Vice President Southwood, and Councilmember voted yes. Vice President Southwood made a motion to terminate the new hall and back release between welfare and health town attorney Terry Lawson by a lawsuit if necessary. Seconded by Councilmember Miller, motion carried. Councilmember Miller, Lewis, Southwood, and Morris voted yes. President Lewis made a motion to pay $40,000 at fund number 4436 and finance $40,000 on a 5-year term to purchase a 2025 Chevy backhoe for the police department. Seconded by Councilmember Morris, motion carried. President Lewis, Southwood, Morris voted yes. Councilmember Miller voted no. Vice President Southwood made a motion to pay $1,752 for past due attorney invoices from Cox, Werner, Campbell, and Sullivan from the Riverboat Revenue Sharing Fund number 2235. Seconded by President Lewis, motion carried. Councilmember Miller, Lewis, Southwood, and Morris voted yes. Councilmember Miller made a motion in the meeting and seconded by Councilmember Morris, motion carried. Last one. Monday, November 17th, 2025. Meeting was called to order at 5:58 with Councilmembers Aaron Lewis, Sherry Miller, Alex Morris, and attendance. Council Vice President Dover Salvo is absent. This meeting was live streamed by YouTube. Financial documents were presented. Craig McGowan of Commonwealth Engineers was in attendance to introduce himself and pass on information to the council to let them know he is available to help in the future with our upcoming projects. Christine Kruger from Thrive Hospital was in attendance to give the council and community members an attendance update on the planning grant. She's currently in the early stage of putting together a committee and is trying to plan in the West to figure out dates time. Councilmember Alex Morris presented the town council with a letter signed by all hourly employees. Alex stated this was the first time he had seen the letter and was just made aware of it right before the meeting. The letter is signed by Sean Akers, Robert Joel Miller, Jace Akers, Chance Roberts, and Elizabeth Miller. They are requesting 40-hour work weeks instead of 35, and instead of comp hours, they would like to receive time and a half. Alex suggested that Aaron send the letter to the town attorney to review before making any decisions. Councilmember Alex Morris agrees the town will be providing mutual aid to other departments. Councilmember Alex Morris made a motion to accept any vouchers and payroll docket presented. Seconded by Councilmember Aaron Lewis. President Jill Lillian was present and brought up concerns about several RV/campers living in town. She stated the specific campers which have been next door to her on an empty lot and not have sewer hookups. Marshall Matthew Price stated there is no town ordinance and no state law saying people cannot live in campers in town limits. He stated that if the council did decide to create an ordinance stating that, these current campers would be grandfathered in. JJ Giddings was in attendance again for an update on the current situation with the mill, given the IG building. JJ previously been to a meeting to ask the council to look into the noise and health hazard that the mill is causing residents who live close by. The council told JJ they did not have an update for him and had not investigated yet. JJ stated that he read the town ordinances and there is an ordinance they could act on. Councilmember Alex Morris stated if we enforce it with law, we would have to enforce it with law, in which JJ responds, that's the point of the ordinance. A motion was made at 6:45 by Councilmember Alex Morris to adjourn the meeting, second by Aaron Lewis, all in favor. There is 5.
You say that?
Do I have anything? So it's time for a new lease. I just have 2 copies already signed on mine. I didn't change anything from the prior leases. The only thing I changed is to everything. I need to have, if we can make a motion to approve that. I know we already talked about it and all that stuff. I need to have it for the gaming commission. I have to have these. Or, to get there, but right after we were doing.
Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah, well, it's not. Also, if there's any way, I mean, I asked before, but I haven't asked in a really long time, but, that would continue education from drug money from political things. But if I could get an actual dollar amount of what's in the fund Yeah, there's probably not too much stuff.
We got like mixed up, but they use yeah.
But if I can do that, it'd be awesome. Then back now, see what we have at the end of the year, and make sure we do the files, on the end of the year. And then all work towards, I don't know, some point in time, we'll probably have to get confused. We have the same now, correct?
Oh, same as us.
Yeah, fixed now.
Yes. Then it expires again in like so, Christine's supposed to be.
I'll reach back out.
Pay her.
I'll reach back out to the steps and see if they're. Or a little bit. So, I mean, I'll try to confirm something. See if they will. It happened. You know, I don't know. I think that if I understand it right, I think they only like take away if you have way more money than we do. So, I mean, it's just a whole nother days on. You know what I mean? Like, hey, yeah, I mean, well, the good thing about the federal one, so like, that's only $1,000 or $20. It was way more than that when we seized it, but like everybody sets their hands in it when it goes to the state. But, when it's the Fed, they take 20%, they give us 80, and they don't give it to nobody else. So, you know, they take their 20% and they give 80. That's why it's almost 8, it's a little too, so I can't remember the dollar amount that they had.
I haven't looked in the states. Do you have your right for the rest of this month or the rest of this year?
We not pay 2 payments on that?
I'm really scared.
Let me check my right now.
Although,
Yeah, there's water and all of it.
We're getting a motion on this,
Yeah, we just have a motion to accept it and then after like I said, it's a Jersey and we have to read it, it's the same reason. So all I do is go and read it. Make it easy.
is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years?
2 years.
Boogie, you said?
I've already signed, so if I could just get one signed copy and then you guys can take the other, I can just search your file.
And don't forget to go. While you're signing, you can write your own stuff. sounds like Mr. Kitchen is kind of hesitating people to look at it, so we can get that issue resolved, and maybe that would.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the guys get caught up a little bit, the water leak and, or that water repair and our lines have been absolutely obliterated by joint crews and.
And then,
Whoever is running, I guess not joining, but all the fiber, I guess.
and then just the other thing to look at is second page, halfway down, from 6101, which is your operating, water operating fund. It's negative 47,547.68. So you'll probably have to do what you did for your sewer, and you'll have to transfer money over, to,
I asked, I think it was the 31st meeting, I think they were supposed to check into it, because we had bought, like, all the clamps and stuff that has been coming out of the operating machine.
yeah.
And, he was supposed to check and see, because that would be more like depreciation, if we could revert a bunch of that money that's coming out of operating, that.
And just, anytime you guys have stuff like that, we just make a motion for it tomorrow.
I didn't know if that was something that, he said he was going to do it, or anybody. Like we did televise and stuff, then we wouldn't have had to borrow that 100,000 if we could have just paid out the depreciation, and he said that you have to talk to somebody, and I haven't heard anything.
And then just looking back on the sewer, because I know you guys transferred that back at the Halloween meeting. You don't necessarily have to have, I talked to State Board Accounts just to make sure you're good. We don't necessarily have to have like a written out plan in place, but they want to see some sort of a plan of like how we're going to pay that back. Because you guys put a date that pays back, October 31st, 2026. So like obviously if we continue, you know, if we don't change anything like the same things now. So they just kind of want to see us somewhat have a statement of like, this is what we're doing. Well, just like, this is how we plan to pay back, whether it be, you know, put $1,000 aside every month, or, you know, just some sort of a on-paper plan of how we're gonna do that.
It'll be nice to be able to pay all that, and
Yeah.
someone that let us do it, especially if we can
So, I
transfer it.
think you can explain how you're gonna, how you're gonna do it. Okay, so I got the fund report, you guys have the, motion block thing. The vouchers, you guys have that to review. I do have one invoice that I got that I don't know what it is, and I don't have approval to pay, so I'm passing out. It is for Marlowe and Sons for, emergency fee for after hours service, 1,500, and then excavation, new main, some substrate. So all the way to 2,250, so, I just need a motion to pay it if it is a legit bill, and then,
Yeah, that was one,
yeah,
Over there.
underneath that garage. Yeah, I was looking on that.
And then, I will just, at some point, which I can call them and see if we just need some sort of agreement, like, we hired him to do this job.
I know we talked about this several times, did anybody ever do it for lawyers, if you could give us a standardized copy, which is going to customer's name, or is that something that we just, I mean, I don't know, you look it up, and there's all kinds of different agreements, I don't know what we need. But if we could just get a standard agreement that we can slide our name into, and honestly, I would not pay the lawyer to do that if I don't have to, I guess, but.
Let me send a text to Jamie over at Jasonville and see if they have something there that we can just still there.
Right, just change the name and leave it open and handwrite the name and something, so we have a contract with them, because, I mean, we've got a lot of people we gotta do that to.
Alright, so in the meantime, I just need
I make a motion.
so, Alex, motion. That was for Grove Street project, right? Right.
trash company stopped picking up the dumpster down at the garage like 2 weeks ago. They were coming every Wednesday. They just decided at some point that they weren't coming every Wednesday, I guess. I don't know if anything had changed there, but we done. I've been in the leaks this month. We got 2 hydrants left to replace. We've done 4 taps. We got 1 meter we got to move out down at Joy Drive. Guy bought some property and is doing the work level out to put a house in, and his neighbor's meter's actually on his property where his driveway is going to be. So we got that we got to deal with, which is unfortunate because we got to cross 2 phone lines, gas line, electric line. All just so we ain't gonna worry about it leaking after it puts the driveway in.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, every time I send it to the crowd, say, that's what they do, house is going, so that's, that they will. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what happened today was coming back from the wells. Actually, I was leaving the chlorine building. And a couple years back, I got shot at when I was out there.
really?
Yeah, and today, when I was leaving, another person walking down the street towards me with a rifle, staring at me the whole time, never waved, never said a word. Is there any way we can start carrying when we go out there? Because
No.
well, I mean, like,
I don't think the insurance is really gonna want that. I mean,
he came running out of the woods when he shot at me
If
the
you
first
want to
time.
swing by the house for a week, I'll teach you how to use my traps.
There, miss.
I mean, I'm not against guns by no means. Maybe, I mean, you're probably gonna have to go through a course and all kinds of stuff before you can do any of that. I don't know the legality of that.
Well, it's only the second time I've been out there in 10 years, so I don't know something often, but it's enough to make some uncomfortable.
I'll call you again in the morning and, see if you said anything about that, and I'll let you know.
I mean,
It's just one of the touchy subjects that, I mean, heaven forbid someone actually shoots somebody, then we've got an answer for that, some way, shape, or form. I mean, we'd have to remodify the handbook, everything before we can actually allow that.
What are you gonna do with the trash can?
but it just doesn't make you comfortable.
Pointed out,
Yeah,
Especially
there's the
if
reason.
at least, you know.
got shot at
That might be curious.
because there's nobody around.
I mean,
Definitely, it's definitely dangerous out there, I won't disagree, it's definitely one of the places you want to hang out at.
Oh, yeah.
I think we have a constitutional carry state.
Completely separate from that, if I may. More pertaining to this, a couple things. Speaking from just the reserve side, not the police side, can we get this sink fixed, please? Like, we don't run concessions and stuff, but we do have people that do that come in, and they have to like get catering license because they can't cook here and they go outside, which we got all that, you know what I mean? Like, they're good with that, so, but, I mean, it makes it very cumbersome to have to like cook somewhere else, then the health board goes and inspects that place before we can bring, like, it's a pain in the rear end, just because we don't have hot water. And, the other thing, are we not gonna put paper towels in here no more? Like, everyone's always like, every week, all the ladies come out like this
Okay.
and yell at me every week. And I forget every week to bring my own.
There's some in there.
No.
And
There used to be, but there's not.
speaking of the ladies' bathroom, who wants to go look at the neon green toilet?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
In the ladies' room?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing?
I think it's the,
Like, you're gonna third it or like?
like the, we would call it like the, we have really hard water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I think that that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I go through faucets at home, like in the shower heads, all the, like, way more than we should.
Yeah, I got it.
I mean, I could probably install a softener and fix it.
Lack of cleaning.
Yeah. I actually just did that with the kitchen sink, just yesterday. Yeah, I need to solve my, I just don't know how to let it breathe. You know, not where in the house, I'm where it wants it.
Yeah, we were just talking about. I'll try to get some bids
I've been over pretty active.
in the next.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, we're making it work, but it's like, it's very cumbersome,
Oh, yeah.
like, continue to not have hot water and things like
I
that.
got nothing, Mark. You got the concrete sawn up the shop, I cut the floor.
Yeah, the only problem is where the, like, as long as you ain't gonna try to do anything with the old drain, and cap it or whatever, because where it goes is directly under the wall, so that one's a mother to get to, but if we just run a new one over to the wall and go straight out or something like that
When
would
you guys got time to do it, take that down and drop it into the.
We got a second tomorrow and we'll go over.
That's what we had to do with one of the drains at the police department, we just capped it and poured over it.
It'd be a lot cheaper to cap it off on the.
Yep.
I'd say it was probably $10,000 to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, up to you guys, they're not crazy, they're not crazy expensive, I'll give it a shot, but I don't know if that sink will come clean from the stuff sitting in it, so.
Yeah, still got that.
I mean, we'll give it a shot, but I don't know,
Yeah, and all that line on there and everything else, so that's what we
it's
get.
orange.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Was there
I looked at it there a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Was there any funds left in the community building renovation fund?
No,
Negative.
that's different fund.
No, we have a renovation fund that,
Yeah.
The community building fund, which is the negative, is like the operating fund, so like when people pay to rent, that's where that money goes, and like I said, we pay janitor and trash. If you look at the top of your fund where it says 1110, community building interior improvement, 2,335.50. So back in like 19, I think, the town got a Wabash Valley Community Foundation grant, I believe, and it was that they matched it, so like whatever Wabash Valley gave them, the town matched, they put into that fund, and that's what paid for, no, that paid for the walls, the ceiling, the LED lights, the polish on the floor, and then the second remodel of the new thing. So you got, yeah, I mean, you could use,
I wonder if in the
I'm
future,
gonna do the kitchen for free.
Like-
Yeah.
obviously because somebody's been in there since there's.
Put together parts of this.
I'm not handling it. I'm not doing that. Can, like, remodel bathrooms and possibly lock them? And then like on Wednesdays, Matt will open them and lock them back, and then,
So let's start on the floor.
Oh, that'd be
That's
awesome.
how to look at the future.
I mean, did you see the toilet? Ask Gordon what that toilet looks like.
I'm more than willing to come.
All right, yeah.
I mean, I'm
I
pretty
don't
handy.
know.
I mean, obviously I'd have to come after school, but you know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
school, whatever.
All right, so I was doing, I'm gonna have parts of it.
What time are you gonna come here?
which realistically.
Are you free in the morning, Joe?
Are you gonna come in the morning time to do it?
Yeah, just the next parts of this and, see what I
had
can.
a phone meeting at 10 with the people from IMGIS.
All right, well, I can get on that, just give me a call, when we get up here.
Alright. Sounds good.
One more thing, on the street, real quick, in the roads and county. So the command, in command services, was gonna do the lighting on the trucks. I talked to him about it, and we actually got into like digging about what lights we actually need to be able to make motion compliance and stuff. And it actually ended up raising the price a little bit, $1,000 more. But that'll get both of the white town trucks, within OSHA compliant with the right lights and stuff.
So it's $5 on each truck.
Yeah, I would say so. I had him just write it all into one, and then he sent them a contract too. And, he said that the lights and stuff, the overhead, I was also supposed to bring up that I guess, there was a miscommunication there. That he'd like to get the check to be able to do them with as long as, they have a contract, it should be binding for him to be able to, order everything. He said he can't have the overhead for a month or longer, as small as he is, to be able to do it. he was really trying to sell it, and I mean, and I'm like, no, it really sounds, I just need a motion compliant and correct, like, I want, like, good boxes on the inside, y'all turn them on off, I don't want cheap stuff that we're gonna have to continuously replace, like, if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it right.
Yeah. Don't wanna do it again.
And so, yeah, we talked about it and got it all. As I actually had to look at the OSHA requirements on the truck too,
Yeah.
to be able to make sure that we're compliant. But since OSHA being, ding dong.
I'll be sure.
But no lights, it's just the drivers and some lights.
Oh, yeah.
The proper lights. The lights on the new Chevy and then Jules, Ford.
Does that include like a disco ball? Shoot, I wish.
The lights were.
It looks like you might use square, if so, yeah, I guess. I can, if you have him forward that to me, I can pay him on too, that way he doesn't have to.
No.
That's what it looks like, it's square, it looks like it's square.
What do you need forward? Just that email thread?
Yeah, so like, what you just sent me guys this way. So if you give him my email for this or both, just have him put it on there, and then it will send me the invoice like through email,
Okay,
and then I can pay directly like through email, instead of having to write him a check.
okay.
Give him, that is just something you can sign, or same thing, he could send that email, and you can just type in your signature.
Make a motion that pay $1,625 for lights for Joel's truck and Sean's truck. For roaches.
Amber lights.
I'll second the motion then.
All in favor?
Alright. Fix how many yellow lights since I can't remember.
Same thing.
Yeah, I'm shouting bad. I'm shouting bad things. It was one of them days.
Do you want this back with you, Alex, or you want me to take it, his sign?
No, yeah, I can drop it off if you want, that's fine too.
Wait a minute, I think you missed, signature, date, sign.
Yeah, I can drop that off.
And then if you want, just give him my email, or if you have his email, I can email.
Yeah.
Is it this one, can I send it to that email?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what came on. A couple few things. So I have that line item we talked about, I can spend it, but I want to get approval. So the fire department throws, the Santa thing every year, the chair, we do the whole haunted house. Half of my firehouse is still full of props and stuff. I'd like to, buy one of the bigger storage containers from, just, out of Farmersville and have them set it at the town garage. If that's okay, I'd be able to store that stuff out of my firehouse for the anything like that, and keeps it all in one piece. And then, I'd like to spend the rest of the money, not on how much computers are in servers, but I'd like to use the company that we utilize for the rest of our computers tech stuff and get 2 new computers. With the run volume that, we're predicting is gonna go up a little bit with all the slated next year, and we're doing online reports and stuff. I've got all that paperwork filled out and going, so, a couple reliable computers could go a long way as well. I'm just making sure that both of those things are okay. No, the regular normal computers, like desktop. I don't know anything about computers.
What about the tablets? Just to get that report.
Is that what we did?
We got this, is that,
Office supply?
it's really used like,
Yeah, is it okay to go through them and just get the computers? We have an account with them, I'm assuming?
yeah,
Is it okay, I mean, I don't need nothing outrageous gaming computers.
systems house.
Systems is very, and just get a couple of computers
Systems house,
going.
yeah, it's, like right before you turn, you go into the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a.
It's right next to the breakfast place.
Yeah.
And then,
That's
When Rick staying and Jay wasn't here, did the state okay that?
For the budget, yes.
Okay. I don't know if we need to wait on Jay for this or not.
I would probably go, just to be safe, I would go ahead and wait till the January. Everybody would get the January 29th, right?
January 29th?
Or sorry, December.
I was saying, I will be, no, I will not be here
You will not be
in January.
here.
But,
So, you'll be here December. December,
should be
yeah.
closed.
10 a.m.
Huh?
10 a.m.
Oh. I didn't know nothing about it.
If so, I would just hold it and do it that way, and that way, just to save you every week. I mean, you can go ahead, we can do it like a budget too, we can go ahead and vote it, and we can do it.
No, I mean, it auto renewed, I'm not worried, we can get it at some point, I'm not really worried about it, but as far as that goes, as long as it gets done, Aaron, you don't hang on to me. Even if I'm not here, as long
I'll
as
just
I
put it
get
on the agenda for the 29th. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if you're not, because you can sign it.
And I think that's all I got for the fire department.
I don't have anything other than our Christmas stuff was canceled and they're gonna let us use the reindeer for next year that we paid for this year.
Yeah, it's not so worried about it, we're gonna be.
Freezing cold yesterday and there was absolutely no reason to have it.
Really quick, can I flip through this stuff? Okay, insurance, we want to email it to you, Susan from Springer sent 2 quotes, one was for Anthem, one was for United Healthcare. I printed Anthem out, and not print United Healthcare out, Anthem was cheaper, and that's what goes through now, so if you guys are okay with that, I just need a motion to, that's okay, to renew, and then I'll call for one, and then I'll show you that.
Is anything changing on the healthcare plan?
Probably Susan question. Like, are you talking about deductibles and stuff like that? Or just like anything?
Like your coverage, your deductibles? That's what we have now.
No, you
Yeah,
got
they have Anthem now. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Do we have United make it work? Maybe that's my point, so.
I don't know, I can email her. When she emailed, she just said, this is the better quote and cheaper price.
I was just asking, because sometimes cheaper means cheaper, right?
Right.
And we have to pay for it, right?
Well, she was meant, it's more than, we're spending more than we spent out of last year, but it's cheaper compared to United Healthcare, yes, price.
I was thinking from like the healthcare coverage and then all that.
Alright, so I just need a motion for if you want to do Anthem as a renewal.
Yeah, I'm good, cheaper, I mean, the other one, this one, the other one had a crazy deductible. One of them had crazy deductible. Yeah, I'll make those for him.
And then, okay, so if we can get at least one of these knocked out real quick. So on the October 31st meeting, you guys had you voted for changes to the salary ordinance. So you didn't actually have the salary ordinance with you, so I went through and took the salary ordinance, put on there that this is from and after October 31st, so it's still starting on that day. It's just so that you guys can sign it, and that way we have a document of it, and then, I went off of Jay's minutes, and I amended exactly what he said, so I'll read it really quick to make sure I understood it right. Full-time employees scheduled to be on call will be credited with 2 hours each weekday and 3 hours each day on weekends and holidays. For well maintenance, 2-hour minimum, and wastewater maintenance, 1 hour minimum. The employee must clock in and clock out on weekends for the weekend on call hours. All hours working more than call time will be counted. So the So it's okay if they're gonna make changes in addition, this is just for the changes made on the 31st, yeah. Yes, yeah, you can email them and ask questions. Okay, so, if one of you can just make a motion to adopt this ordinance 2025-10, October -31-01. And then, I will not sign it, I was not here, Jay was here, he's not here now. I'll sign that later. And then that way I have that, because, okay, and then I have on the agenda tonight the two, salary ordinances for next year. So we have the 29 meetings, so if you don't wanna do consent, you wanna push into that, that's fine too. If you wanna go on and do it tonight, you can do that too, if you want. One is for, this is the elected officials, so us, you guys for treasurer and town attorney, and this one is the.
I got a question too.
Yes.
Chances 90 days is up, so we'll be looking at a phase two, won't we?
Yeah.
After the 90 days.
I mean, it's not automatic, if you want to do it, yeah.
Okay. I know that it's 90 days, but at least standardly, they give some sort of raise or some sort of, I don't know. Something, and anywhere from 50 cents to $2, who knows?
On chances 90 days.
I think, yeah, I think we should give him one.
Is he doing all right? Is he completing, checking it out? Is he does 90 days, so he should be going on call probably for the year, imagine, from now. Start that rotation.
He wanted to start going on call after 30 days, but, learn how to do the stuff out of the wells. Heck, he came in on a Saturday, just to try to catch up work orders. He's got the grasp down. I mean, you pick up more as you go, obviously, but
Yeah,
I guess I need to ask, it wasn't, I mean, technically, I don't know, I have something from some after, do we need this on the 29th agenda then, I'm assuming? Or?
Wouldn't, I mean, are you wanting to start as raise like now, or like next pay, or you want to go, I don't know what time it is, so like, are
I think they
you?
were up last Friday.
Okay, so if you're wanting to do like, vote to where like it would start on the next pay, so if you like the 19th, I have this one, you can scribble out and change the date from the amount, and go and vote on tonight if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, we'll do all that. I just know that it's after 90 days, and as long as the employees are doing performance and stuff, it seems like he shows up to work pretty good, so.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple days there where his wife was in the hospital.
Right.
So, I mean,
That's their excuse,
yeah,
you can't let them all back to that.
probably would have looked at him different if he would have showed up.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna go ahead and make changes tonight, so I'll. Alright, and then what are you thinking for his, let's see, he is water labor number 3, he is currently at $17.30 per hour.
Is this an updated one with the water level too? I don't think it's updated as far as water level too, right?
What's this, oh yeah, he's doing it. Right?
Yeah, sure, I think it's everything.
just trying to get rid of this. So water word three, we're going to change to 18. So when you're ready, make a motion that is going to be ordinance 2025-12-15-03, and that will take effect December 19th, 2025.
Do we need to go ahead and readjust the moving for two?
I scribbled it out on here, so I put it on here, so just when you're signing this, initial that on it too. And then I'll make a note on it, I'll just see where the council is. I just did it on Oh, we got it. So I don't have to make any changes, because my version updated it. Okay, so here's this for that motion.
Make a motion to, update ordinance 2025-12-16-3, for area 1503, deliver delivery in 3. Second motion, all in favor? Aye.
And then, so do we want to wait on the ones for the year end? Or we can, I mean, we can go ahead and do mine and your guys' account, right, because that's not, none of that's changing. And then, or do you want to just wait and do both? Okay. So on the one for 29, I need to make Jason to be 10-3, Shane's is at, one just changing to 18. Okay, and then if there's any other changes that you guys want, like if you're giving any other raises, or you guys talked about comp time,
Yes.
have that to me if you can, so I can type it, that way it's all ready for you guys to sign.
I got a question on that, Aaron, after this has been talking about that. Is there a timeline, do we have to have that done, by? The comp time thing, I know that they sent in the.
No,
Okay.
we're the time, I just, you got to be on that.
Okay, so we can have that adjusted for the first of the year.
Please have some numbers that and just have it do. Yeah, you can take a minute to after that.
Alright,
So we at least got, okay, so you should be passing two down. The one for the 31st and then the one for chances of this.
or something.
And you should have three pages for each.
I don't know what that is.
That looks like your back page.
I mean, I'll sign it, that gives what?
It's not-
Oh, no, this is,
I'm missing the signature page, so I'll follow up on that.
yeah, I signed that.
Okay, so that's the one. Section 2, prohibition, thank you, we'll go with that, on banking or using comp time. Effective immediately upon passage of this ordinance, public works employees shall not accumulate or bank hours worked in excess of 40 hours per week for future paid time off. Any prior practice permitting public works employees to use comp time as paid leave is hereby terminated. Comp time balances, if any, are shown on departmental records, shall not be used for leave and shall be paid out as provided in Section 3. Section 3, payment of overtime hours. All hours worked in excess of 40 hours in a work week shall be compensated strictly in accordance with the FLSA. The town shall, 1, pay all overtime hours at 1.5 times the employee's regular rate of pay, and 2, include said overtime payment on the employee's next regularly scheduled paycheck following the week in which the overtime was worked. Section 4, supersession of prior policies. This ordinance supersedes any prior written or unwritten policy, expectation, or departmental practice regarding comp time. Section 5, effective date. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect upon adoption and proper publication as required by Indiana law. Passed and adopted by the town council of the town of Shelburn, Indiana, this blank day of blank. Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand it, because I'm doing the paycheck. So like for Joel, for example, so he has comp time right now banked up. So when I do his next pay, I pay him out.
Yes.
Okay, and then moving forward, let's say they work 46 hours. So no more banking, we're getting rid completely of comp time sheets. Whatever that is, I just take his extra hours, 1 times 1.5, and that's it. So,
I got a basic question though, because, well, I'm going through a lot of cases here. So the on-call employees, that section was not in here, therefore, we also need to review that as well, and make sure that whenever the on-call employee, do they get 2 or 3 hours for 2 now, or how does that work now?
so like, okay, so if Joel works 60 hours, then he gets his 40-hour check, and then his other 20 hours, we take times 1.5, and I would bank it, or if he cashed me out, we cashed it out. So on call, you just get more
Hours?
hours that week, yeah.
There's no way to say to bank your hours.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
40 hours,
Do you like
it's
that?
equal to 46
I
hours,
like to bank your stuff.
and then you get 6 hours per time.
Well, bank mine just so I could get it cashed out as I
Yeah.
got it,
Yeah.
and then have that fall back
Like
on,
a safety net.
like a tax check.
I'm going to whatever.
Okay,
Does
so,
this
also
one
for
work in here?
clarification, so, when would this start on your pay, so I make sure I'm doing it right?
I don't want to have a fluid time, midweek it for sure.
No, I don't want to do it, so can we, I don't know if we can change it in there, or maybe no, but like, can we start it then on, it'd be the pay date starting on the 19th?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that fine?
That way you won't have.
So then, yeah, so then it would be your paycheck that you get paid on the
First of the year.
26th. Yeah. But I mean, they can catch up, obviously, he's really the only one that makes it like that, so.
And then, I mean, with it superseding everything comp related, all the comp numbers and stuff, I mean, the 3 hours for the well, the 2 hours on call, all that still get added in,
That's
right?
all, salary.
And it's just all straight time, you go to time, is that
Yeah.
correct?
So,
How do they work?
did it say 40-hour week in there too?
Yeah, I just didn't know how that on-call stuff worked, but
On call, and, at work.
The work weeks are 7-hour work weeks right now, are we gonna leave those alone?
40 hour work, 4 every week.
Right, so are we going an hour earlier, an hour
We're
after?
gonna work from, 8 to 5.
Joe's like, what?
What do you work?
Gonna keep an hour lunch, when I talk to Sean.
Heck, this week, there ain't been the same time yet. I worked yesterday till 6:30, cause
Well, what I'm saying is we're gonna have to revise the handbook and everything to fit this, and, I mean, we can get the train stuff going that way, but now I would revise, I gotta go through all ordinances and try to write every one
still work 8 to 4, but you could pay us for lunch. Probably not though.
What if, okay, so this right here, when you vote on, nothing really changes other than the fact that, like, obviously they're comment, I'm not making,
Yeah.
like, if Joel wants to comment right now, and obviously cash
Yeah.
out. What if, and I don't care what you do, to make things easier and more uniform, what if we did this at the same time that you did all the other changes with this on the 29th, to all start at the beginning of the year? Is that, like, that, you know what I mean, like, that would be,
Yeah, I mean-
like, this is on this day, and this is on this day, and you know what I mean, like, we
Yeah,
just
just
all.
all run it all.
Right, I mean, it won't change anything, like, if you still want your, 3,000 hours, you know, like, you can still cash this out, but that way, it's just like,
I just gonna throw this out there, but I've never been anywhere for an hour lunch in a while.
Yeah,
I make a half hour lunch, I mean,
well, it's been debated several times since I've been up here and listening like that. At one point,
like,
like,
here,
right, an hour was for, so they can drive back to town and get something to eat. So I mean, there's so many scenarios into that. I'm fine with a 30-minute lunch as long as it, but, I mean, it's also something, I mean, they fill out the stuff, let's see if they want an hour lunch or 30-minute lunch, and once it's in, it's in. I mean, I just don't want to have to change the stuff again and again. I
well,
mean,
and we're getting ready too, so the new handbooks will go out in Jan, so like, you know, we might as well just, if we can, change everything all at once.
yeah.
Save money, because we know we're paying for change twice, but also,
what do you guys think about that, Joe? You want a half hour or an hour?
He's talking. Hey, Joel.
Go ahead and talk to God, see if you guys want a half hour lunch instead of an hour or.
not work hours would be 8 to 4:30.
Yeah.
I'll talk to them, see what they, all think.
Because I know we were talking about 8 to 5, but I don't think anybody stopped thinking about it since we do live right here.
Yeah.
Half hour's plenty of time.
Yeah, I talked to Sean, like it was Thursday, about all this, and I was getting it on Friday, last Friday.
And now that we're on overtime, is it worth allowing them to work through their lunch and clock out early now? As long as they get their 8 hours in? I mean, now that we're not worried about the comp time, everything stacking up and this and that. I mean, as long as they put 8 hours in, we're on a 40-hour shift, they're not, I mean, as long as they're
How
not,
long are clocking in and out?
and then going that route, I mean, there's a lot to look at, there's a lot to sit down with the guys and sit down and write out. I mean, I'm more glad that it's just looking at
I
it.
mean, them not having the document for lunch was way easier on me, because then I didn't have to go to the whole union, like, hey,
Yeah.
that's added a lot of extra, like, on top of that, we never
Yeah,
did
we'll
for
do
years.
this, we'll hold on.
Because you don't know what the in and outs.
No, and then you guys have been putting that you don't take lunch on Sunday, and I'm like, I know you don't take lunch on Sunday, and then he signs it, and I'm like, but I just go, whatever, it's fine. But I, like, if you.
So
if
don't,
they didn't have
so
to-
don't write that, because I actually did write it.
It's fine, I just
For
put
this,
like-
for this past week, so
But no,
I'll write out that.
when they didn't have to do that, it was a lot easier, because it just took.
I'm also looking into, CPA group up in Terre Haute, if you clock in on phones, and the big ticker.
Big time.
Farmersburg has something like that, and I think Pro Isle has something like that. They all of them clock in.
I did print it off, I printed it off and had it for,
You
I
got
think
it,
it goes
we
by
can email
GPS
it
too,
out
like,
there.
you don't have to, like, if
Did
you
you
pull
say you
into
got it
the
on
water,
Yeah.
Can you just email that
it
out?
knows you're there and it automatically clocks you in. Like, you don't have to manually clock you in, it does it by like GPS or
It's
something.
through ADT, you clock in your phone, clock fill out time card in, or they'll do a deal of pay, they'll send you yearly, taxes, and they send off, quarterly for federal. So do it all up there and be all from 1 o'clock anymore, you don't have to write out anything.
It's also up to Melissa too, though, if she wants that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do all the bidding, all the taxes, all
They do
the.
it, they do everything. It's-
So now, I guess on that, does it mean just,
We call
They
that,
wouldn't
it's like
still,
next door to my
I
house.
mean, they might be
Come on,
open
let it
for
punch,
like, right,
punch
check,
in, and
I
then
would
next
still
door.
have to do one, so like, go in there,
Right.
cause like, so.
well, that's what I was gonna ask, if you just send them like a lump sum or something?
Like, we paid it out of our payroll account, but every week when I do payroll, I transfer, so like I take percentage of the water, sewer, stuff, general, and that.
That's easy. Look at all, there's so much going on. Everything else was me.
So this is gonna go with the January 23rd. You need to do this for
inspected the ammonia test, there's no sewer water in the water sample.
No, there is, because you need to go down there and walk barefooted and you can smell the damn sewage.
Also, behind your house, I don't know if you've ever been before, your line, whenever they went through 11 years ago, they actually, relined all of that right behind your house. It's all got a brand new line put in it. And then we had to confirm that whenever they came and did the televising, the whole, main that goes behind your house, through your property, right behind your property back there is all,
I don't know, because I stay on my property, I don't go on anybody else's.
no, that's talking about the land.
Do what?
I don't know if Lowe's place has a septic system there.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it tested.
So it did, but, you know, long before the sewer, you had to have something.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's-
So hers is out of city limits, so she wouldn't have to have sewer, she could have.
Well, she's within 300 feet, so she should be tied in.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you're within 300 feet of a,
So where's the sewage coming from then? Answer me that.
The water comes from my pond, and it smells, it's nasty. I mean, you walk in, it smells like sewage. I mean, because they cut that, when, Lemon came through and dug that, drain on the pond deeper, because it was back, it was overflowing into the barn. And Lemon came in 7 years ago? 7 years ago, and dug the drain from my pond, and it spilled out from your house.
Well, I don't want sewage draining in my yard. That's my point.
Yeah, I have, I mean, there,
No, you guys wouldn't want the damn sewage draining in your yard, now would you? Any of you?
no.
Well, okay, that's my point right there.
It smells like sewage, but I don't, I mean, you come up on my pond and you stick a stick in there, it smells like sewage. It's just-
Well,
Stagnant.
Yeah, it's just decomp, I mean,
I don't want sewage in my yard.
well, I agree with you, but we did test it, and your line is lined, I mean.
I know, they've been contacting me about it too.
They think it was on it too.
Yeah. Because you guys wouldn't do anything, that's why I done it on my own.
What do we need to do if it's not leaving in your yard?
Well, that's why I made the extra phone calls, because none of you guys would. Because I had asked and asked and asked and nothing got done.
It's the second time I've been tested it since I've been on it.
I know, because I called them myself.
And it was good both times?
Yeah, I did both times. I called them both times.
No, I just make sure it's good both times.
I know it did. They called and told me.
I tell you, all the drains, I mean, which, like I said, we have sewage, and it's not sewage, but it smells like sewage.
I know.
Yeah, it's black.
I got my lawnmower stuck in it one year and had to have my sister and brother-in-law come down there and it was sewage.
But I actually had, back in Conklin, I remember raised, truck to Kevin, one of those, and I was actually raised the drain, so it shouldn't be as much now.
And that's why half the time we can't mow on the east side of our house in the low part because of
Yeah,
the sewage shit.
because my sister's pond goes in our pond, and our pond goes in the backyard. But I'm raising the spring, raising the pipe on it, so I mean, you know, you get torrential rains in the spring, and it doesn't matter, it's just nothing tight, you make a pond,
we adjourn?
We'll make a motion to get
So we're gonna do the same.
I think that's it has. So, I mean, we're at 20.
So now that the sun's out.
Well, at least at this temperature, the salt will get effective. Once you get 16 degrees, salt will